Reclaiming the Sky is a story about a group of ordinary Americans who rose up in an extraordinary way under the pressures of 9/11. And in so doing, they teach us how to take back hope after great loss. Hi, my name is Tom Murphy, and for 10 years before 9/11, my job was developing customer service training programs for airports across the country. There have been books written about the brave police and firefighters on 9/11, rightfully so. But no one had told the story of the brave airport workers, Americans who came into work on September 11, 2001, expecting a normal day, only to find that their industry was being used as the means for the 9/11 attacks. Then 5 days later, as the skies reopened, aviation employees went back to work to save the economy and get America moving again. They don't think of themselves as heroes, but I do. To learn their secret, I set out on a journey to talk to a group of my aviation colleagues in New York, Boston, and Washington, D.C. I wanted to learn what they were doing to create paths to recovery so I could learn their secret. By the end of my journey, I did learn, and I share their lessons of resiliency in this book. Normally, an author reads the book he wrote, but Reclaiming the Sky will be read by a veteran from the Iraq War, Pete Hawk. Pete, like many young men and women, was inspired to enlist in the military as a result of 9/11. He wrote to me after he was assigned the book for a class at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, a school he attended after leaving the Air Force. He told me how the book had helped him recover from PTSD that he had developed in Iraq. And since he had experience as a technician and had just created his own recording company, he asked if he could put Reclaiming the Sky into audiobook form. I said yes, of course, and hopefully having the book in this form will make these stories of courage accessible to a greater number of people, including more veterans. So let me introduce you to Pete Hawk. I'll let him tell you about himself, then he'll read these stories about a special group of aviation workers who teach us how to tap our inner strengths to meet the challenges in life. They teach us not only how to bounce back in the face of adversity, but how to live fully again after loss, and not merely endure, but prevail. Here's Pete Hawk.
Hi, I'm Pete Hawk, and I'm a 17-and-a-half-year U.S. Air Force veteran, and I just wanted to share a little bit of information about how Reclaiming the Sky has impacted my life in a major positive way. I volunteered to go to Baghdad, Iraq, and the thing about Iraq was that every day, or I should say every night, there were rocket and mortar attacks. And so we all felt like you're fish inside a bowl, and the bad guys are just lobbing these explosives at you, hoping to kill somebody, if not one person, a lot of people. And that was hard. That was, especially the first few nights, that was shocking, and I had heard about it, and they call them, have you heard the booms? And, no, what's the booms? Oh, you'll see, Well, I heard him the first night, and I heard him just about every night after. So thankfully, through lots of praying, I got home safe and sound. In the fall of 2007, I started having issues at work. And so I started to get help through the base hospital, and I found out, I was diagnosed with PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I started classes at Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. In 2010, Reclaiming the Sky by Tom Murphy was required reading for one of my aviation management classes. And I just have to say that the book really was wonderful, and I found it excellent reading. I found it something that soldiers everywhere should read. While I was reading Tom's book, Reclaiming the Sky, I decided to contact Tom because his book is so good, and I know people will want to read it, or they'll want to hear it. Just a little bit about the book now. The book has so much good in it and so much helpful information that the author got from these employees, these airline employees who were on the front lines when 9/11 happened. And they talk about being resilient. They talk about soldiering on through the pain, through the suffering that they had to endure, and taking time, not to be in such a rush to get through life, but to slow down and take time to notice things around you, notice people around you, and be helpful to people. But for me, the big one was really soldiering on. A quote that Sue Bear, who's in the book quite a bit, something she said to Tom. that's how she got through 9/11. She couldn't just sit back and be sad. She had to pick herself up, and her employees had to soldier on to keep things going, keep an airport running. That's pretty huge. What I learned from the book is that if they can do that, and they've been through this tremendous tragedy, they've all been able to pick themselves up and soldier on. Surely I can get through a few classes, or finding my next job, or, anything. It puts everything into perspective in such a nice way. I didn't get straight A's, but as I went on, I gave it my all, and I just really put everything to use. And I was able to graduate with honors. And the funny thing is, as I've been recording this audiobook, just reading the book out loud and hearing myself read the words really made everything sink in even more so that for my final class, I was able to really keep giving it my all, even though I didn't want to. The soldiering on thought kept coming up in my head. You can do this. If you're considering going back to school, do it. Find a way. Maybe the military can help you. Maybe the VA will help you like they did me. There's always a way. Persevere. You'll find a way. You can do it. Thanks for listening to my story.